Celebration of Texas Arbor Day now actually is the time to start planting trees. Keep Nacogdoches Beautiful participated by hosting its Park Beautification Day at the Coy Sims softball fields in Nacogdoches. East Texas News Weekend Shekinah Davis has more on exactly why experts say now is the time to plant.
National Arbor Day actually occurs in April, which is a not great time to plant trees in Texas because it's knocking on the door of summertime.
Keep Nacogdoches Beautiful Board of Directors Dawn Stover says fall and winter are the best times to plant trees.
Our brutal time of the year is the summertime, and we want those plants to establish really good root systems.
Stover says they chose native trees appropriate for this location.
I've chosen things like overcup oak and white oak, things that will tolerate the heavier soils.
She says 95 trees were planted by staff and volunteers to promote a comfortable environment for trail goers.
There is an exercise trail on the back side of it that loops over to the Clint Dempsey Soccer Complex, and we were able to plant some trees to provide shade for that trail. And of course, all along this creek too, to help slow down water and mitigate some erosion issues.
Keep Nacogdoches Beautiful Executive Director Ashley Villarreal says tree planting affects everybody.
If you have the ability to plant a tree in your yard, this is definitely the best time of year to do it.
Shekinah Davis, East Texas News Weekend.
Forestry experts remind you to wrap any tender vegetation when temperatures drop below freezing.